All right, let's talk Cincinnati Bengals here for a little bit. We got some exciting Bengals news for you. And look, Cincinnati fans, you guys know it. With Burrow healthy, with a healthy team, you're one of, if not the top contender in the AFC to try and dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. You've done it once before. You probably should have done it a second time. Some hurtful calls kind of held you back. But this is a team, when healthy, is clearly at the top of the heap, top of the pecking order in the National Football League. But there's more good news that some other players are stepping up. There's one guy we talked about earlier this offseason. That's young safety Jordan Battle, how he continues to impress. And now we've got even more reports talking about a huge impact he'll have this year for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's pull up this report, then we can talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is from SI.com. Bengals safety Jordan Battle earned some praise from Sports Illustrated Connor Orr as the offseason winds down. He has Battle slotted as Cincinnati's most underrated player. The Pro Football Writers of America named Battle to its all-rookie team this offseason, which was a fine nod for a player who I think is absolutely necessary in surviving the AFC North. When you ask a defense for a theoretical show of hands as to who is interested in covering top-tier wideouts, marking Lamar Jackson when he leaves the pocket, covering Gus Edwards out in the flat, and generally slamming their body into whomever needs slamming into, you're not going to get many consistently volunteering with the vigor of Battle. Battle prevented a lot of runs from becoming bigger runs last season, which is not a stat that anyone keeps, but is incredibly valuable to a team that was missing its starting quarterback and in need of keeping the score down. Battle also had an incredibly low 6.66 missed tackle rate. That's the key statistic here, which for a guy involved as many which for a guy involved in as many physical run plays as he was, is noteworthy. Look, there's been a lot to really like about Battle. We've been talking about him a lot this offseason, but I think it's very clear that he's going to have a huge impact for Cincinnati in 2024 and likely beyond as well. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, Mize, but first, Bengals fans, in the comment section below, look, we've been talking a lot about big name guys, first round draft picks throughout this entire offseason. But let's go under the radar here. Who is your favorite second round pick in Bengals history? There is one guy from TCU who may be at the top of the list, but maybe not. Could be somebody else. Give us your favorite Cincinnati Bengals second round pick in team history and put it in the comment section below. And while you're down there, if you're interested in being the smartest person in the comment section below, and I know you guys are, you're smart fans out of Cincinnati, make sure you check out our list of preferred reading or recommended reading for some great NFL books just to up your game as we get ready for the season. Make sure you check that out. Check that out in the description below. But Mize, give me your thoughts on this latest Bengals news involving Jordan Battle.
Yeah, Nick, and I really think that the theme throughout this whole article is key here. The most underrated player on the Bengals team. And I definitely think that's a guy like Jordan Battle. And I think now that everything has transformed, the Bengals have really gotten a lot of guys in, especially in the secondary department. They got a lot of guys back, brought some new guys in. I think we're going to see a much improved defense because last year, if you weren't aware, the Bengals defense wasn't that great. Per PFF, they were ranked 26 overall. They're pretty low in passing defense. They're like, mid to high 20s in run defense. And that just shows that this defense needed a lot of help. But when you look at Jordan Battle, this guy was phenomenal. 82.5 overall grade, 81.3 run defensive grade. As the article alludes to, this guy was a showstopper when he got on the field. He absolutely would, like they said, run himself into anybody necessary to make the play. This guy didn't care who was coming down the pipe. He was going to stick them and stop the play. And he was great in coverage as well. He had a 76.4 grade. So I think, despite the Bengals defense being, I would say, very subpar last year, I think Jordan Battle was a very bright spot. And this is a guy that I'm looking to come into this season that may have not gotten as many headlines as he should have, just because sometimes when you play on a squad that is very underperforming, you don't get noticed quite as much. I think Jordan Battle is a guy that's going to help turn this defense around, especially like I alluded to, with all of the new additions they got. I think especially the secondary is going to be much, much better this year than they were last year.
And look, there just seems to be so much corroborating evidence in terms of Jordan Battle becoming an even better player in 2024. And like you alluded to, he was pretty darn good in 2023 as well. And look, we talk about it all the time. We've got PFF earlier this offseason, the analytics guys, they break it down and they say, listen, Jordan Battle's set to have a breakout campaign among all NFL safeties. He's the guy most poised to break out when you look at his data. You got this report here. You got this other report here from local12.com talking about Jordan Battle trying to evolve more as a leader. He says he wants to have more growth, more voice, not be afraid to speak up when he sees something is wrong. So we're talking about him elevating as a leader in the locker room and on the field as well. We've talked about Bengals players are noticing it too. We're talking about him being more active, more vocal, taking on more responsibility. Everywhere you look, there's more and more evidence that Jordan Battle is going to have a massive 2024 campaign. And I do love the report highlighting the challenges of being a defender in this division, especially when you look at Lamar Jackson. Deshaun Watson, theoretically, maybe he'll figure it out, but that is a very talented Brown squad. And of course, the Steelers quarterback is still a question mark. Russell Wilson, they should be better, but they do have a talented group of receivers and playmakers as well. So this is not a division not lacking for talent in the AFC North. You need DBs that are sure tacklers. You need DBs that are playmakers. And right now, across the board, no matter who you talk to, whether it's teammates, whether it's media, whether it's analytics guys, whether it's the local news, whether it's Jordan Battle himself, everybody 100% to a man is saying this guy's going to have a huge 2024 season and beyond. It looks like the Bengals have found their next defensive star in Jordan Battle.